Success Insight shares the stories of the people with passion and drive who make things happen in the world. Here's your host, Howard Fox.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Success Insight podcast. Our guest today is Andrée Martin, and you all know by now when Andrée is on Success Insight, it must be another episode of Mindset Monday. Andrée is our leadership mindset and golf performance coach. She's an LPGA Class A Life member, a nationally recognized top 50 golf teacher and expert, and a member of the Maine Golf Hall of Fame, recognizing golf's value as a business tool in today's competitive marketplace. Andrée works with individuals, groups, corporate or organizational clients to create educational and team-building programs that enhance the professional success of aspiring executives. Andrée, welcome back to the Success Insight podcast and another episode of Mindset Monday.
Well, thank you, Howard. It's always great to be back with you, and I am very excited of yet another episode of Mindset Monday.
Fantastic. Well, we are in the I don't know, let's just call it the burn of summer. It's hot here in Las Vegas. How's it in beautiful Maine?
It is burning. It has been, it's up and down, but compared to Vegas, oh my gosh, we're chill.
There you go.
We've had our warm moments and cool moments, and it's all good.
Fantastic. So what's in store for us today on this episode of Mindset Monday?
Today's focus is the 4 keys to top-level performance in business and sports.
Fantastic. Okay. The 4 keys. I'm not even going to begin to try to guess what those might be, but I am no doubt that we're going to have some great insights from you today. So let's kick this off.
Yes, we are. And you probably use them quite a bit in your coaching without realizing it. Number 1 key is you want to focus on the process that you need to win or succeed versus outcome and results. So you want to focus on the process. Too many people get thinking, I've got to win, I've got to do this, I've got to have this score, got to have that score. Business-wise, the process, you got to follow the process. It's as simple as bringing in a new staff member, and you want them to learn a new machine. And the new machine can't operate without them knowing the processes. And the keys to really dialing in on the process and having a plan with the process is following everything step by step by step and not getting ahead of yourself.
Sure.
You know, we get results focused, you get way out ahead in the future versus being fully present and preparing for that success. You and I have talked many times on these Mindset Mondays on success is when preparedness meets opportunity. Well, how do you prepare? You prepare by creating a plan and focusing on the process of executing that plan and continually asking yourself, what do I need to succeed? What do I need to be doing to execute this plan? And what do I need to be following? Certainly, there's going to be an adjust as you go, but we want to follow the step-by-step process so that when the heat comes, when the pressure comes, you're ready to meet that head on and you just do it, right? So the second key is that top performers trust their ability. Well, if they're trusting their ability and focusing on the execution, they're not worried about the results because they have worked the process and their plan, so they're fully prepared and you just do it. Very much like we do when we're preparing for these episodes, like we're preparing for a client in a coaching call, when I'm preparing for a client in a golf lesson. And a great example was actually today I was working with a client who has major yips with putting. And come to find out, he was more focused on not wanting to screw up. Well, that's results. That's like not wanting that result. Well, then I come to find out He wasn't following the routine. He was more worried about, oh, I don't want to get up to the putt and freeze or embarrass myself and not do what we've been practicing. He's great on the putting green, but we get on the golf course, he's freezing. So how do I make that shift? How do we create a plan to make that shift? Well, it's been a series of detailed processes that we've worked on, the process of elimination, finding out exactly how he does it really well when he does it well, and what happens when it breaks down, so that we can knock out in layers all those pieces that are not effective or efficient. I think too, Jordan Spieth has had a heck of a year. He's also been known to have putting issues. Tiger over the years has had putting issues, but it's not the putting. Oftentimes putting gets all the pressure because if you're missing your drive or you're missing your approach, you're putting all the pressure on the putting. Again, it's focused on the end result of that particular hole, when what you really need to be doing is focusing on the moment and what shot do I want to create? Not, oh, I don't want to screw it up and go in the hazard. What shot do I want to create in this moment? And you get to see it, believe it, and practice it. IK Kim, I'll never forget it. She missed the 2-foot putt for the win at the ANA Classic. It's called Today, several years ago, but I had the good fortune of watching her practice afterwards so that it would never happen again. And she let it go. I mean, people would want to talk to her about it. Nope, not going there, because it's done. It's over. These top level athletes are not worried about that result. That result's past. It's like, okay, next, how am I going to win again? Oh, great. I came in second. I made a great check. Okay, I missed a putt. Great. Let's become the best 2-foot putter in the history of golf. There's no all these good athletes, and you and I have talked about these Olympic athletes. They're not focused on one particular shot that they missed or arrow that they missed. It's how do we make and break that next record? They immediately are shifting forward.
Is there a lesson learned? Like, yes, I missed the shot, or yes, I, messed the handoff of the baton.
Yeah.
What do I need to do different, and just keep practicing going forward for the next race or the next shot?
I think the biggest lesson we can share with one another, especially for the listeners, is to know, first of all, we're all human. There is always that human element out there, right? And you cannot control the outcome. You can only position yourself for success and the opportunity to do that, right? I'll never forget, Tiger was interviewed in a radio interview. I think it was Greenberg, back when he was making his big putt for on the 72nd hole of the U.S. Open. And the announcer kept saying, well, you didn't think about missing it? He said, no. All I had to do was be committed to the putt. It's 1.5 inches outside the hole. All I had to do was make the putt, knock it in, release it, knock it in, and it's done. It's in. It's like, he was focused on what to do, the process of making the putt. And the big thing is the third key and the fourth key are very, very similar. And I could almost flip them. You want to position yourself for success. Well, how do you position yourself for success? You be and become mentally consistent. And mentally duplicate that thought process to perform over and over with the subconscious trusting and knowing that ability. Well, let's go back to that conversation I just had with Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods is totally focused on making those putts over and over and over again. Phil Mickelson, last month, he makes 50 putts, 3-footers a day. 50 3-footers a day in a row. Does not finish until he's done. How many of you amateurs out there that want to play great golf do that?
Not many.
And yet you want to perform at a high level performance, but you've got to execute the process and plan to get those kinds of results. And that's why he won. Yes, he was breathing. He was going through his visualization exercises over and over and over again. That's all part of the plan, right? So to position yourself for success, you've got your plan, you've got your process, you're executing it, you're trusting it. And that is what allows you to be and become mentally consistent and duplicate that over and over and over again.
I love the fact that you are sharing these keys, because this preparation and learning what the win looks like.
Yes.
Step by step, hole by hole, or, like tomorrow I have a workshop. Now, I've done it in my sleep, standing up in front of a group with my own words, but now I'm following a script, which, trust me, Andrée, this is not easy for Howard Fox. But I'm going to practice it a number of times this evening and get up tomorrow, so that when it starts, I'll be in the game. But I think for me, once I get over that initial first time I've done it like this, I'll be able to do it again because I know I can do it. But I love the fact it's that practice, that preparation. I've got this, and whatever happens, because as long as you're committing, okay, there's a little lesson learned here. I need to adjust my process, perhaps just a little bit. But now that little tweak we're making, now it's in my mindset now. And I'll use that the next time and the time after and the time after. And I'm thinking about, as you're sharing these stories, the tennis pro, I forget her name, but she's the one that backed out of the French Open. It reminds me that these questions that these athletes have to go through after the tournament, from the reporters asking the same
question over
and over. What were you thinking as you were walking up to on your second shot on the second fairway and blah, blah? Like, who cares? I was focused on getting to the green in 4 shots.
Exactly.
And having that 2-foot putt.
And I've said this before. I watched Annika Sorenstam shoot a 59, and I watched her focus, her cadence. She was so in the process and the focus, but it wasn't overexerted either, right? She did just enough, and she was in the flow, trusted her instincts, trusted her practice. She was just doing exercise. She wasn't trying. She was swinging. She was doing. She was being. And you get in for the interview, and it's like, well, what kept you from shooting a 54? And it's like, the woman just broke every record in the book. We've talked about this before. But people, how many of you own businesses out there or are running your own business, and people are coming at you and you're second guessing your abilities? Well, no, don't. Go to your process, be the success you are, and become consistent in everything that you do. And you're going to have those success stories and testimonials right there in front of you. And the results are what really do it.
Mm-hmm.
Results are everything. But the results aren't what you focus on. And it just hit me. That's exactly what happened in this lesson. We focused on the process and getting, okay, what steps do we need so you're going to succeed? I know the results are going to happen. I'm not thinking about, I want him as a testimonial. I want him to be his very best. And you and I both, with our clients, we want everybody to be their very, very best. Be the top level you want to be. That's our job. And when we do that for someone, the testimonials and results happen.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's the big key. So to be a top level performer in business and sports, okay, now I can share the sales comment that I mentioned earlier. You can't control a sale, right? All you can do is put yourself in the best position to make that sale happen and be as prepared as possible to rattle off the pros and cons of why the benefits of why that person should purchase that from you. And if you're authentically there yourself and you're prepared and you know your stuff, they're going to buy.
Right. I love this whole topic, process and prepare.
Yeah.
Process and prepare.
And you can only focus on what you can control.
Right.
You can't control the outcome and results. All you can do is what you've prepared to do and do it to the very best of your ability.
I love it.
And that makes me want to follow my own advice even more.
There you go. And by the way, the French Open, the tennis star was Naomi Osaka.
Naomi.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But and I have to admire the fact that she stood up and said, I'm not putting up with this, because sometimes you hear some of these questions and it's like, whatever. We don't have to. Let's not go there. But it's.
But again, it's that is outcome and results focus,
right?
And that is where we love the press, because they promote us, they help us grow, but they're often outcome and results focused,
right? And
it's our job to train them. Okay, but how do top athletes become the best? They focus on the process. They are process minded. They trust their ability. They focus on the execution. They become mentally consistent. They position them for success, and they excel and succeed as a result of that. Planning and preparation does meet opportunity, and success happens.
Very good. And on that note, another great episode of Mindset Monday. And Andrée, if our listeners would like to learn more about you and your work, where are the best places for them to go?
Certainly. They can join me on LinkedIn. And my website is www.andreegolf.com. That's Andrée with 2 E's. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram. We have the Spotify list of all these podcasts if you'd like to catch up on past episodes. And I feel like I'm leaving one out, Howard. Help me out here.
YouTube.
Thank you very much. YouTube. And new episodes are going to be tips are going to be posted as well on YouTube. So we're staying current these days.
Fantastic. Well, Andrée, thank you so much once again for joining me on
Absolutely.
Success Insight, and for helping to produce this Mindset Monday series. Thank you.
My pleasure. As always, Howard. Great. Thanks for your support as well.
Fantastic. All right, folks, we have just been chatting with Andrée Martin, our leadership, mindset, and golf performance coach. And this has been another episode of Mindset Monday. And topic today was the 4 keys to top level performance in business and in sports. Now, we do hope you enjoyed today's episode. And if you'd like to listen to it, perhaps comment on it, you can visit us on successinsightpodcast.com, our main website. Leave us a comment there, a like. You can visit us on our Facebook and LinkedIn pages, Success Insight Podcast, as well as on the major podcasting platforms, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, and of course, Spotify. And as Andrée alluded to, all of Andrée's episodes are gathered together in a playlist called Mindset Monday with Andrée Martin. And I think we are probably in the mid-30s now, and heaven knows how many hours. I've got to go back and look at the hours, but I think you can do almost a trip across country and listen to Andrée's episodes on Mindset Monday. So, hey, that's something to aspire to. What the heck? Folks, again, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, go out there, have a phenomenal day. And we will see you on the next episode of the Success Insight Podcast and Mindset Monday with Andrée Martin. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.
Success Insight is a production of Fox Coaching and First Story Strategies. Find us online, successinsightpodcast.com.